After North Central's Emma Bader scored the game's first goal in the 16th minute, Stephanie Crutchfield and the Cardinals were attacking the Buccaneers defense once again with 5 minutes remaining in the first in this week's game-changing performance. In the 40th minute, North Central's Lauren Omsberg flicks a pass over a pair of Buccaneers to freshman Stephanie Crutchfield. She'd put just enough on it to get it past goalkeeper Katie Scher and the goal line. Beloit coach Liz Bartley would have little luck winning any dispute about the score, and for Crutchfield, it'd be her first career goal. After the Cardinals held the Buccaneers scoreless this past week, senior goalkeeper Elise Manzie added another shutout to her school record mark, now at 13. During this season, she has also moved up into second place on the school's all-time saves list. Junior forward Nora Wessels has played in every game the last 3 years, helping the offense score 31 goals so far this season, a total that doubles their opponents. Both Wessels and Manzie join us today to talk about this year's team. Thanks for joining us today, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Elise, you started some games as a freshman. You're now a senior. I think your goals against average your freshman year was something above 2. Now it's at like 1.28. Can you kind of talk about your progression from your freshman year through to this year, your senior year?
Well, I think the team's seen a lot of changes, and I know that coming in as a freshman, you're always nervous, and there's always those jitters, and I think I got a chance to shake those out through my sophomore and junior year, so hopefully this year's my best year.
The team is actually holding their opponents, the defense is holding their opponents to right around 9 shots per game. Can you kind of just talk about the defense and what the defense does for you when you're in goal?
Those girls are my heroes personally. They work hard every game. I mean, it's easy for me to stand there and yell at them, but the fact of the matter is they get the job done, and they go hard for balls that, you know, sometimes have to, you know, hurt themselves in order to save me. So it's personally, it means a lot to me. So.
Along with the hustle that they're showing, is there any other kind of scheme that the defense is running that particularly helps out the goalie, in this case you?
Well, not really a scheme or anything, but I think that the girls do know that if there's a ball rolling in the box and there's a girl from the other team that's going to try to come in and knock me off the ball, there's a couple girls that really like to shield the girl off me. So that's not really a scheme, but I think that that's something that we know holds us strong and holds us together. So.
And it really seems like this year's team has great cohesion. They're really gelling. Obviously 11 girls on the field at once. A lot of communication has to be done. As the goalkeeper, what do you see back there? You're the eyes of the field. You see everything from the left side to the right side. How does that really work when you're in goal there?
Well, one of my goals this season was to make sure there's communication throughout the entire game and not let 45 seconds go silent. So I try to make sure that the girls up top and the girls in the back are getting the same advantage I have and get to see what I see. So I try to talk as much as I can. So does my defense. So. This
season, you have 55 saves so far. That actually leads the CCIW. Great competition there in the CCIW. With that, what would you kind of say is your style of play? Are you more aggressive? Are you attacking maybe the opponent's offense when they're coming towards you? Or would you rather kind of play a little back there, maybe play deep?
Well, I'm not usually one to stay on my line. If there's a loose ball in the box, I really do my best to get it myself so my defense doesn't have to handle it. I have the best advantage being able to use my hands, so I'd like to share that advantage with my teammates.
Excellent. With that, this past week, again, you had the 3-0 victory over Beloit. The team actually only recorded 2 official shots. You made 1 save. The other one, I guess, wasn't needed there. You know, when you're playing 90 minutes and there's, you know, the defense is doing such a great job where you're not getting a lot of action back there, what's going on in your head? I mean, how do you stay focused for 90 minutes when you might not have a direct response to the ball at all times?
It's those games that are the toughest challenge because I have to stay engaged for the whole 90 minutes, and that communication piece really helps me stay engaged, and also knowing that those girls are working hard, and if there comes a time that they do take a shot off, I want to be able to get my job done and make that save. So I want to be able to watch the play no matter where it is. So.
Right. It's 0-0 in the first. You're starting off. I'm sure you're thinking one thing. As soon as North Central scored that first goal and then obviously tacked on goal number 2 and goal number 3, does your mentality change after maybe the first goal or the second goal? And if it does, what are you thinking at that point?
Well, I know the first thing I do is talk to each one of my defenders and say, you know, that's it. They're not scoring on us. The forwards worked hard, got their job done. We're going to do our job. They're not getting in. So we just try to make sure that nobody gets in our house. So.
Right. In the first half, Beloit did have 3 consecutive corner kicks in the 11th minute. Can you kind of break down what a corner kick really is? And I mean, it seems pretty hectic. You know, when you guys are sitting, or everyone's sitting on the side watching, a lot of pointing, a lot of shouting, a lot of direction, and maybe even misdirection. For a goalie, though, again, what's your job there when it comes to a corner kick, or even a set play that's on that side, on goalie's side? What are you doing there to kind of direct the team around?
It's hard because I have to watch the other girls and be aware of my job, so I'm trying to help them out as well as get myself ready for a possible shot on goal. So yeah, the shouting and the pointing is all, you know, mark her, you know, make sure she's not standing, you know, open goal side. But yeah, it's nerve-wracking. Corner kicks are always nerve-wracking, and I try to take control of my 6-yard box, but a lot of times my defense helps me out a lot too. So
it's not just about the defense. Nora, you're over there playing forward. The offense has had great success, as we have already mentioned. Can you kind of just talk about the start of the year and what that does maybe on the player side, not just from the coach's perspective, but for you and the other teammates, what it means in the first 7 to 10 games where you're putting a lot of points on the board?
I think we had a great start this year, and it really helped us out to have Laura Peterson putting some goals away this year. It's been a great year in terms of goal scoring, so I think as long as we keep putting the goals away, it'll help throughout the season and even into next year.
In one of those early games against Wisconsin Lutheran, you had 2 goals. A stat that really sticks out was the shots on goals that North Central had. It was something like 52 to 0. How in the world does your offense put up 52 shots against the Warriors?
We just had a lot of opportunities. Really, we need to work on our finishing and just keep putting the ball away. Just our opportunities are pretty much in games like that. It's just working the ball around and trying to get those shots off. Just finishing is key at this point in time.
With that, you're only 30 shots shy. The team's 30 shots shy from last year's total on the whole season as far as total shots. Can you kind of compare the 2 seasons from last year to this year, and you know, what's really working, whether it's a specific play or player that you're looking to? I know you mentioned Laura Peterson, but obviously she's not the only one scoring.
No. Right now we've been working a lot on combination play and just working with all of our teammates, working them into the attack. We've done a lot of work on that sort of play as a team, and I think this year we've been working well together, and we've been meshing really well and being able to move the ball up the field and then, you know, have those chances and then get those shots off and then even finish them most of the time. I don't think necessarily that we look for a certain person all the time, but we pretty much work together as a team.
Well, in the Beloit game, 3 different Cardinals scored. It was a great non-conference game. You're going into the next week facing tough CCIW opponents. How well does that non-conference game help you going toward this last week or 2 of the CCIW play?
It's really great because we found out that we all can score. We had 2 freshmen score, and Steph Crutchfield and Jen Guy, and then we also had Emma score 1 too. So it just shows that really all of us can score, and a variety of our attackers can put them away, and I think that will just give us a lot of confidence in these last couple conference games and hopefully get us some wins.
Right. Now, Coach Kapanen, again, you're going against you have 4 remaining CCIW games left. Obviously, 2 top teams in the conference and then 2 teams that are right at the middle of the road. Are you approaching these games differently, maybe 1 game at a time, or is there a specific idea that you have going into the 4 games and hopefully pushing for that CCIW conference bid?
Well, of course, I mean, we had a big goal in mind, which is still to make it to the conference tournament, but as of right now, it's just one day at a time. We're focusing on 1 game at a time, 1 opponent at a time, and hopefully putting them away one team at a time. So,
do you guys kind of feel the same way where you're approaching it maybe 1 game at a time? Doesn't matter kind of what the skill set is or what their record is, you're going in with the same mindset?
Yeah, pretty much we've talked about that we need to force the other team to play our game rather than play along with their game. So we just have to take it each day. So.
Guys, thank you very much for joining us today, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Stay tuned as Cardinal Sports Information Director Clark Tusher joins us for a brief timeout. We'll be right back.